Just on that whole issue of migration and immigration and sort of good versus bad immigration, Cormac Lucey, Owen O'Malley had a piece in the Sunday Independent who's saying that, the far right were excluded, but actually we still need to talk about this issue.
Well, I think a lot of the debate on immigration in Ireland has concentrated on asylum seekers. But if you look at it numerically, we're taking in far more people with work permits. And there's a long-term issue there. With a very skewed income tax and welfare system, you need to be earning over about 45,000 a year in Ireland to be making a net financial contribution into the system rather than to be taking money net out of the system. And a lot of the work permit people we have, some of them are very high skilled, but a lot of them are basic to low skills. And they're likely to be a long-term drain fiscally. There was a major report published last week looking at this question in the Netherlands, and that was the conclusion they reached. My own
But is it because there are less people coming from European countries, as there would have been in the past, whether it was Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, people who would have been automatically entitled to permits here? Have we had to broaden the pool order to support the economy? And there can be one of the things David Quaid says. He says the demand of employers for more workers can't be the last word in deciding what level of immigration is beneficial. But if we want growth, do we have to?
Well, we've also, I don't know, are we working less ourselves? Just walking here this morning from Blackrock, 4 kilometres, I must have passed maybe 20 people between 8:30 and 9:30. 3 were white. Now, I'm not making this a race issue, but
because the colour of your skin cannot, you cannot even know.
But the people, there was a right-wing party leader a number of years ago who campaigned on behalf of the people who get up early in the mornings.
Are these not the people who are getting up early in the morning and supporting the economy?
So we're making ourselves, we're building up a tangled question. And I think what Owen O'Malley is calling for is a sort of a disentangled examination of that question to look at all of the issues. And I think there's a danger that our political establishment instinctively has such a fear of a right-wing analysis that
they're talking now about setting up a department of, what is it, Aidan Ring, the domestic affairs, or sort of a home affairs that would actually address this issue and take it out from the Department of Children, where arguably it really should not.
It should not be in the Department of Children. And I think, Roderick O'Gorman had an extremely difficult job over the past few years, and quite frankly, he was thrown under the bus by the rest of the government, and the Greens have picked up have paid the cost of that, because they're talking about moving it into justice, obviously. But I mean, immigration is a complex issue. You're talking about international protection.
And of course, as one of our listeners says, the colour of your skin doesn't reveal your nationality, and of course that is very, very true. But we do have a much more dynamic mix.
We have an extremely diverse society, and you don't see it in the media, you don't see it in our politics. You walk through inner city Dublin, it looks like a completely different country to when you turn on the television or you listen to the radio or whatever it is. So the diversity of our society is not really being reflected in the kind of institutions of the state. But you hear this a lot in various articles, and I think Owen is saying as well, we need to talk about immigration. Yeah, okay, but of course we need to talk about immigration. It's one of the key policy issues, and governments need to have policies in place to solve various issues around immigration. How do you kind of have a security system in place? How do you protect system? How do you have? There's lots of issues to be discussed. I don't hear anybody saying we shouldn't talk about it.
Do you know what something?